In every sentence there's a noun and a verb. I verbally pronounce every sentence. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, then I'ma probably spit 1,000 pictures. My lyrical works are art, instant vintage. Being an LMC is the spitting image. I fit the description, the scripted prescription, scientific non-fiction that I writ with no friction, redirecting my diction into the blistering heat. I listen to beats, my mind combines flows with the streets, concrete evidence, a main man's relevance. My father raised me from a boy, the same man ever since. Always had common sense. If I had to borrow $1 from my man dollar, I'd get it back with interest tomorrow. Had no interest in sorrow or good grief, grinning like a Cheshire cat, burglar, hood thief with good teeth. I eat up weak MCs like good beef. I've been the shit for so long that I probably should stink. I wipe my ass with your raps. You be slapped in a nap with a gat in your lap, then clap with an app, nigga. I just happen to rap and trap the realness with every premise. My reflection, I can see the illest lyricist. Yeah, a spitting image. In every sentence there's a noun and a verb. I verbally pronounce every sentence. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, then I'ma probably spit 1,000 pictures. My lyrical works are art, instant vintage. Me and the LMC is the spitting image, spitting image. I get it, the beat's acidic, and the spit by the sloppiest spitter of all spitters. I leave sentences slobbering wet. Plus the niggas you got with your sneak dishes while they bobbing their neck. I'm rough, rugged, and raw, and don't fuck with the law. So don't act like you ain't never seen no real ass thugging before. It's like you tugging for war, but ain't got no pull. Talking big time bullshit, how you got so low? It's a small world. My Napoleon complex is for tall girls who test their gag reflexes with small pearls till they all call Earl. And that nigga don't pick up. Your whack rap bullshit get ripped up when I kick butt. John Doe be snuffed out without the spit cup. After bodies get toe tagged, black bags get zipped up. I make sure your spirit get lifted up with interest, cause I'm a menace with 100% of the realness, the spitting image. In every sentence there's a noun and a verb. I verbally pronounce every sentence. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, then I'ma probably spit 1,000 pictures. My lyrical works are art, instant vintage. Me and the LMC is the spitting image, spitting image. Like X-Man, I'm so cold, my flow frigid, your vision blurry, my split flurries like a snow blizzard. Your bars are no hold, hands and toes got froze digits. Ain't nobody listening to that shit you kicking but crickets. I keep it jumping and popping when I say shit like Tommy Buns, counting that money, grandma's base. Count that money, nigga. You a tapeworm in the belly of the beat. Cause every time somebody sit down to feast, you wanna eat. Every time a nigga give me some beats that pack heat, I wanna lace up and run through them shits like track meets. And leave these biters with cracked teeth and broken bones. I got a lot of punchlines, but I ain't really joking, Holmes. They spitting out lyrics, they shitting out gimmicks. There's a big difference between big and some big mouth mimics. Instead of talent, they concerned with appearances, which is why they'll never be like me. See, I'm the spitting image. In every sentence, there's a noun and a verb. I verbally pronounce every sentence. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, then I'ma probably spit 1,000 pictures. My lyrical works are art, instant vintage. Me and the LMC is the spitting image, spitting image. Yeah, spitting image.
You know what? Instead of a poem, how about I tell y'all a scary story? I'm talking about one so awfully gory that I call it the Afro-American horror story. Statistically, black people die first in a horror movie. Even though the white girl probably stumbled and fell, the cops could have just took me to jail, but instead, they shoot me. Because I'm the Frankenstein monster that America created. I'm stronger, I last longer, I'm alien, melanated, and they hate me. So much that they come together in clan, pitchfork, and tiki torch, and hand on life does not matter. No Jason knife, just black hand. A black man, or one man like Sandra Bland in Texas, no chainsaw. You're still a massacre. They master traps that snap, that I'm blamed for, but you saw it all before for yourself in 4K, not in black and white, but in funny gray. How they got away with murder, but still managed to spit on my grave like a Blair Witch Hunt project. When I was in the suburbs or the projects or right here on my mama's steps on Elm Street, I'm reliving a nightmare on the night of the living dead but can't sleep. Life at stake like Dracula, jaws all bloodthirsty but can't eat. An Afro-American werewolf man in sheep clothing who ain't free. There garner enough strength, so please, I can't breathe. Holy. The Grimacing Reaper is approaching. Jeepers Creepers. I can see the Crypt Keeper as I am slowly rubbing in this lotion because they are silencing lambs without the silencer's lamb. They can purge whenever they get the urge up in this violent ass lamb while I'm shining like Alton Sterling Silver CD liners. They're trying to hide from the Jekyll inside, but damn. It wouldn't matter if I was just rapping with my mummy, Queen Corin, or walked to the store before the candy man crept up on me like Trayvon Martin. America is eating its young and unborn with enough room for some Tamir rice, plus all the children of the corn. It's so plain to see. When the hills have eyes, from here to Amityville, so before you get pulled over for paranormal activity in your pristine, like Philando Castile, let's be ready to handle your steel. Or your mother Carrie will scream and go psycho. After the ring of her phone, every day seems like Halloween without Michael Myers, just Mike Brown, hands up, shot down. He meant I was just another Sean Bell Hellraiser who resisted getting down on the ground. Wow, no Gregory Gunn. You're still another poltergeist, loss of life, going into the light. My guess is, without an exorcist, only Officer Chucky and Cujo go home tonight. Because after he shot Keith and Walter Scott, the thing that made me wonder was if this was a grudge or an omen. Because I know what you did last summer. Dug me a plot on Salem's Lot, right next to the pet cemetery. Now I'm walking dead with 13 ghosts. After the headshot left me buried. But what's most scary and insidious is that I wasn't even afraid to die. Though I should. Because to you, my life ain't shit, but another tale from the hood. Boom.
They told me that I wasn't an artist, that my spray painted graffiti art wasn't nothing but garbage, fat tip markers to sign my name. The whole city is my canvas, the skyline is my frame. I get Krylon fame, clicker clacker. These spray cans are my paintbrushes, painting sound, color, and texture into the beauty of the paintbrushes out my head onto this wall or this train, risking life and limb to get these life-size images out my brain. No art school or master thesis for my masterpieces. I do what I want. Whether I'm tagging up the back of a restaurant or bombing a whole building with my own font, you can't front on my gallant talent, you see, because I'm from the underground and the streets are my palette. I am hip-hop. And then they said that I wasn't a musician, just because I didn't study at Juilliard or play any type of instrument up in my tenement building, but save your sympathy. You see, with these 2 turntables and all these cables, I will make my parents' record collection into a symphony, composing beats for sneakers that squeak under 2-story speakers so amped up off the street lamp, I might blow these woofers and tweeters, zigzagger woofers and tweeters. The way I mix, I make it match. Within the vinyl grooves, I can see through the eye of a needle the way I bring it back with the scratch that will have you itching for my next mixtape. I carry big crates. All I need is 1 sound check to get my shit straight, but please, no request tonight. Because with a 12-inch cut, I'm about to save your life. Slice, I am hip hop. And then they tried to convince me that I couldn't dance, even though they stole every move that I showed and proved as soon as they got the chance. So this time I broke it, popped it, locked it. When the DJ found those breaks in the records, I up-rocked it, footwork on berserk. My hustle, you can't knock it, cause I'm a cocky son of a stop-motion robotic optic illusion, moves on mass confusion. I deliberately defy gravity. Over cardboard-covered dance floors, the illest windmill off my cranial cavity will have the competition all mad at me, freeze. I will literally eat your heart out within 360 degrees of separation. In preparation for battle, I routinely come together in rotation, backspinning over this dance revolution. The evolution had to be modernized in order to accept these types of movements, because I am hip hop. And then they acted like I couldn't sing. So this caged bird made words rhyme with the ruckus I bring, unwrapping my gift of gab, blabbermouthing until these punchlines became the stiffest jab. I had to tell them why I was mad, son. Street news reporter that moves the crowd, so black and so proud, spitting that real shit that was not yet allowed to be said aloud. So now it's parental advisories for this fly MC, the wax poetic laureate, when you come to check out my melody, but you kept telling me that my rap was just a fad. My bad. I mean bad meaning bad, not bad meaning I should be spitting some bars to uplift my hood before I'm surrounded by bars. My misedutainment, so misunderstood. I slang therapy, but my talk ain't cheap. So while I check the mic, cut the check in, and peep how these corporate scavengers all swarm around me like I'm some fresh meat to completely eat up my whole lifestyle to a beat, the same way they did jazz, rock and roll, and soul, and don't none of us have a seat at the table. I just get labeled by a label before my carcass is picked off by industry vultures and then whitewashed and stereotyped like popular culture. So am I still hip hop?
Welcome back to ADQ's Renaissance. I'm your host with the most, keep it 100 from coast to coast, ADQ. We, my friends, have a powerful episode this afternoon. A powerful episode with an artistic comrade of mine who, besides being a dope poet, a vicious MC. I've heard his poetry and his MCing. Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. He'll knock you on your behind. And the ill human being, this man is also the 2020 North Carolina Poetry Society Gilbert Chappelle Fellowship recipient. 2019 Block Awards Spoken Word Artist of the Year, a MAID mentoring activist, and the host of the #1 undisputed hip hop talk show, Radio Unfriendly, on WHUP 104.7 FM. Y'all better check that up. Y'all better check that out when y'all not checking out ADQ's Renaissance, okay? His purpose is the preservation of dopeness in Black culture, as well as the creation of intelligent Black leaders. Now, let's go over this man's accomplishments. He is a poet, activist, MC, artist, mentor, human, founder and CEO of Main Attractions, a multimedia firm, envisioner of Maintainment, executive director of the Greensboro School of Poetry, a nonprofit collective, a program director of MADE, M-A-D-E, a neighborhood youth leadership program, member of Word Society, 2019 Block Award Poet of the Year, as we just mentioned, 2017 Wordplay Grand Slam Poetry Champion, and 2019 Detour Grand Slam Champion, Slam Winston and Marquise teammate. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to ADQ's Renaissance, a juggernaut in his own self, My main man. What up, brother?
Pew, 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 pew. Got to put the air horns in there, V. What's up, dog?
Oh, yeah. Bruh, how you living, man?
Yo, I'm chilling, man. You know what I mean? Ain't no troubles over my way, man. Yeah, man.
Likewise. This shooting that I found, this other police death that I found out about this morning is kind of troubling my spirit a little bit. But you know, all's well that ends well eventually. I'm gonna give you all a little history lesson about me and Main Man. We were both in Butter, the movie Butter.
Yeah, no doubt.
I was in the very beginning, and you were you are pretty much in the very end, right?
Yeah. I was in the last scene.
Yeah, and you were like one of the security guards.
Yeah,
and,
I was the evil ladies. Like I was her like bodyguard. You know what I mean?
So how did you get into that? Because I know you do poetry. I now know that you rap. I didn't know that you rap, but I now know it. I'm like, good Lord, this man got bars. How much? Was that your first interest into acting, or have you done it before?
Nah, I've acted. I've been in plays. I've written plays. I've been in plays. I've been in 3. That was my 3rd movie that I was in. I was in a movie called The Herb Train, which was supposed to come to the movie theater in April, but because of everything that's going on with the corona, I wasn't able to see myself on the big screen. But they plan on re-releasing it, hopefully like in August if things are back to normal. So yeah, I've been in 3 motion pictures. I got my IMDb up, and now I'm on the other side of the camera, man. Me and my partner Jumar have started a production company called Man King Creations, and now we shooting our own movie. Yeah.
Man, that's dope. So tell me this. Like, how long have you been here in the Triad? Because I didn't meet you until last year. Most people, we know a lot of the same people, but I didn't meet Main Man until last year. I read in your biography that you actually from the 704 Stand Up. I'm from Shelby, you from Charlotte. At what point did you find yourself migrating from Charlotte to here?
I moved here in 2017 to Greensboro in 2017. Switched up my scenario, changed my surroundings. I think this area, the Triad area, is it's very culturally diverse, more so than Charlotte. Charlotte is a banking town. There's still some things to do in Charlotte, but I think here, because of the black colleges and just the whole nature of the whole area, Greensboro, Winston, High Point, and even spreading all the way over to the Triangle, to Raleigh-Durham area, there's a tight-knit artist family here that took me in immediately, you know what I mean, and it just nurtured me to become, because I've done poetry. I did poetry before I moved here, but it was like very small scale. But when I came here, it just skyrocketed me into another level because of, like I said, like when the soil is rich, the flower can grow a whole lot easier.
I agree because I remember when I first moved here to Greensboro in 2015, after living in Winston-Salem for 8 years, I came here and I hit the ground running. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had my theatrical background and whatnot that I've been building in Winston, but when I came here, it's like, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I more so spread my wings and started flying more, and I actually got into more spoken word myself when I was around here. Nice. So I feel like everything has a genesis, especially with us artist types. And personally, I'm learning more and more and more how me and you are cut from the same cloth. But my cloth, my cloth actually starts in the 828, but I was raised in 704. At what point where did it all begin for Main Man, or if I may shout your government name now, Jerome Monroe? At what point did it all start for you artistically?
Artistically, I mean, I've been drawing since I could hold a pencil. So since I've been like 2-3 years old, I've always been an artist. I've always drawn cartoon characters, and then when I got into kindergarten, I started painting. But I've always been very artistic. Like my grandmother and my moms, they always nurtured that in me. Like they were always so amazed in my pictures. They used to think I was tracing, actually, and I had to show them like, no, I'm not tracing these pictures. I'm actually drawing these pictures. And so, because they was like, you're too young to be able to draw this good, they thought. And so I had to show my uncle one time. Like I drew a picture of him watching TV, and he thought that I had traced it off of a picture or something. And I had to show him, nah, I just drew you right there. And so they put me in art classes in elementary school, and I got kicked out of the art classes because the teacher was like, hey, he's very talented. Like here's a crazy, and I used to cry when I used to get kicked out of these schools because I was like, I really wanted to go to these art schools. You know what I mean? My grandmother put me in one year, and like I had to be like first grade or something. And the teacher was like, draw a line, a Line, and I thought she said draw a lion. So all the other kids are struggling to draw a straight line. I'm drawing a lion in a cage, kids throwing peanuts at it, and the lady was like, what's taking you so long to draw a simple line? And she looked at my paper, and she ended up giving my grandmother her money back and kicking me out the class.
What in the world?
Yeah.
So they get mad because you were growing at a quicker rate than all the other kids.
Well, it was because it was it was supposed to be like an amateur kids class, and she felt that there was nothing for her to teach me, that I needed to go to a higher level class. But the higher level classes wouldn't accept me because I was so young. So it was like it was a gift and a curse pretty much. But yeah, I used to win like all the blue ribbons in the school art shows and stuff. I used to win every year, man. In elementary and middle school. Like I said, I've been painting my whole life. I've done a bunch of exhibitions around this area. I've done exhibitions in California, in Colorado, New Jersey, New York. I've had my artwork at A&T and different places hung around town. I did a one-man show at the Artist Block before. So my goal is to one day sell a painting for $10,000. That's what I want to do. I've sold one for $4,000. But I want to sell one for $10,000. That's one of my bucket list goals.
So for one thing, I could see that happening. I mean, if Jay-Z could stand in the middle of New York, rapping for like 7 hours and promote that as art, I mean, I know that can happen. So tell me this. At what point does performing come into the equation? Because rapping, spoken word, acting, completely different worlds, right?
Right.
But they're all facets of performing. What was your first taste of performing, and at what point did it come into your life?
Well, I've been a devout hip hop head since hip hop started. I used to didn't like in middle school, I didn't like spending my lunch money. So what I would do at lunchtime, I used to battle kids for their lunch money so I could save my lunch money. That was like one of my hustles. Like, we'd be beating on the lunch table, freestyling, and I would just crush kids for their lunch money. You know what I mean? So that was in the bathroom, beating on the trash can. So that was one of the things that really got me into like a competition, kind of like a performance mode early. Was I had to always be ready, man. Like I was known for freestyle, and even into college, I joined a group of guys, man. We put together a group called the Fanats, and our main thing was we used to just freestyle all the time, man. Just freestyle. We used to perform. We opened up for Busta Rhymes and Mad Lion and mad different acts around. And if we would have had our business together instead of just being performers, we probably could have got a record deal. But we just was more into the art form instead of being into the business part of hip hop. So as a result of that, we didn't go any further than just being local celebrities, you know. So yeah, I've always, been in front of people in that aspect, like performing, like being a rapper. Like I even had a single deal with a major label company, record company. I don't want to give them no shout out, no shine though, but yeah, they bought a single of mine and shelved me, and I thought I was gonna be on, but they just was trying to change so much about me. Like they didn't want me to be who I was. And I'm like, why'd you sign me then? If you want me to be just an image of who I am instead of being who I am, I wasn't willing to sacrifice that. You know what I mean? For their monetary gain.
That's the ugly part of the business that people don't talk that much about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, don't shout out that record label, because I remember. See, me, I have a background in hip hop as well. I've dropped 3 mixtapes, and I used to want to get on Cash Money, Rockefeller, Def Jam, Interscope, Aftermath, all of them. But you know But you know what I've learned as I've gotten older? I've learned that there is a reason why a lot of artists are either stressed out, burnt out, or kicked out of their house. In other words, broke. Number one, because when you sign a record deal with record labels, you become property, and also those advances are loans. If you don't balance out that loan with ticket sales, record sales, and whatnot, then whatever is remaining from that loan, you're responsible for paying back. If you're unable to pay it back, then you out of luck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And day and age, it works like that to a much lesser degree, because artists aren't valued off of record sales. They're valued off of streaming and whatnot, which I don't see why. Because man, yo, I don't know about you. I'm saying this as a 34-year-old man. Today's hip hop is just straight trash.
Well, I mean, it evolved just like anything else. You know what I mean? And the people who are responsible, the generation before the generation that we have now, was responsible for molding and helping to shape and helping to, because hip hop is more than just rap. So all the different parts of the culture haven't, like, I don't think have taken responsibility in helping to mold the youngsters. I mean, there's some that pay respect to because you got to know the roots. The roots are directly related to the fruit that it bears. So, there are some, J. Cole's and Kendrick's and Joey Badasses and all of them out there that do understand where they came from, and you can see that in their art form. However, but there are some that are just like, yo, forget the roots. I'm just gonna be out here doing it. But they don't understand when you do that, when you cut off the roots, the fruit is gonna die. So this type of rap that's out here that you say you don't like right now, it's very trendy and all that type of stuff. But it's the same thing that happened to rock and roll and all the other art forms. You end up with original rock and roll, and then you end up with heavy metal and punk rock and grunge rock and all these different variations of the original genre. So I just think that we need to start having subcategories of hip hop instead of trying to put it all in the same basket, because it's not the same type of music. You know what I mean?
I feel you, and I think we already got some subgenres. It's just I'm starting to see how those who occupy the subgenres, like the Christian rappers, the alternative rappers, the conscious rappers, they don't even like that. They don't really even like that label. Like Talib Kweli constantly refers to his label as a conscious rapper in a very sarcastic way. But me personally, oh yeah, and you got the gangster rappers and whatnot. But me personally, I think that hip hop is not a monolith. It's different people putting their different art out there.
Yeah, and I don't think you can't blame one generation or one subculture for degrading the culture at all, because the culture has already made history worldwide and done more good than any other music form that has ever been introduced. Like there's never been this much of a collectiveness over around music, because you can go to Japan and people can't speak English, but they know the words to a Wu-Tang album. You know what I mean? So it has brought together more people um, than any other culture has ever done. Like they're actually talking about making breakdancing an event in the Olympics. You know what I mean? So you can't. There's no other culture that has done what we have done. You can go to any culture, any country, you can see graffiti, in any city across any country. You know what I mean? You could DJing is a staple when it comes to any type of event or any type of party or any type of situation, from corporate down to just a little kickback house party. So, like I said, this culture has become further than mainstream. It has been woven into the fabric of the entire world. So,
I didn't know that they were planning on making breakdancing an Olympic event.
Man.
Which without go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm looking forward to that.
So with your experience in hip hop, at what point? Well, which came first, acting or poetry?
Acting. I did my first play, like right around the millennium, right around 2000. I acted in a play. Then I acted in another play. Then I ended up writing a play that I haven't produced yet. I've submitted it to the Black Poetry Theater, and I submitted it to the Civil Rights Museum to make it into a production. But in both instances, the Black Poetry Theater hasn't come around yet, but the Civil Rights Museum had a couple of people change positions and move on to different different careers, and so it kind of put my play on the back burner. But yeah, I've always been interested in acting. I think because I have such a I have a broad personality and character that I think it translates well to film, which is why I got into radio as well. I just feel like I have a pretty cool voice. My mom always said I had a face for radio, and so maybe I got a voice for acting as well.
Well, I will give credit where credit is due. Your voice does demand attention.
Thank you, bro.
Like, oh yeah, most definitely. I give you your flowers while you can still smell them. Like when we first met at the UNCG joint, I saw Keisha. I know I'm gonna get a dope poem from Keisha. I saw RL, same thing. Noble, dang, Noble make you want to break some stuff with his poetry. Mm-hmm. But then when you came along, I'm like, man, who's this guy? I wonder if I can get my beard like that one day.
Beard gang.
Who gives him this glasses, man? Those some cool glasses. I want glasses like that. And then I heard your joint about Lion King. Now, I was 9 years old when Lion King came out, the first one, the good one. I don't know how old you were, but yeah, you took me there. And plus the way that you took the metaphors and threw some alliterations up in there and equaled Lion King to how we have been forced to assimilate into this Western society. That was just brilliant.
Thank you, fam. Yeah. And that's the thing about storytelling, man. You have to, some stories are cool to just hit people over the head right away, but I think some of the best stories are when there's a turn in the plot, like, and you don't see it coming. Like, you think you're going down this happy.
Man. Don't you just love it when technology cuts you off while you're saying something dope? Yo. I think the brother didn't hear himself cut out. Let's see. Make sure you know they cut out. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. I wasn't able to hear anything there.
Well, you kind of like cut out while you were explaining storytelling.
Okay. Yeah. What I was saying was, you know, when storytelling, it's important to have like a real crazy turn. You know, like I said in the like in the Little Red Riding Hood, you think you're going down a nice little path, and then the big bad wolf jumps out on you, and it's like, oh, it just takes you for a turn. And I like stories like that, where you think you're in a safe little, like, happy little story, and then you know, something crazy happens, and that's what jogs your thought process. That's what makes you want to, like, actually think about, you know, the situation that you in. Like, so I do that a lot with my poetry. Like, I like to make you feel real comfortable, and then I shake you up, you know what I mean? So that, because I don't believe that you can have a revolution without movement, and you can't have a movement from a lazy boy chair. You got to get up and move to make a change. So if I can get you shaken up in my poetry, it might make you think different, which is going to also make you act differently. So with The Lion King, like I said, The Lion King is like a childhood favorite for a lot of people. It was like you said, one of the dopest Disney movies ever. And so I wanted to take that. That love that you have, and actually make you think about, you know, the fact that, you know, we bring lions to America from Africa, but we don't change their name or change, you know, we don't call they're African lions, but we don't put African American lions on the tag when we bring them over here. But however, when they brought us over here, they wanted to change our culture, they wanted to change our religion, they wanted to change everything about us, because they knew, even though the lion is the king of the jungle, and they still call him that, and we were kings of Africa, and they stripped that away from us. So I want to make the correlation with that poem about, you know, don't believe what they tell you. You're still a king, you know, regardless of what they try to strip from you, or what they try to tell you, or what they try to put into your head. You know, that was the whole definition behind that poem.
Okay, so let's get into that. You are a king territory, because I want to make this 100% clear for my listeners and stuff. We are kings. See, I feel like where you going with that, and I'm right there with you, is we are kings. We are part of a very white Anglo-Saxon, Protestant, Eurocentric culture that tells us that the beginning for us were as slaves, right?
Well, like the media, meaning like movies, television, they don't ever go back further than that, because it seems like everyone's fascination is with you know, the slave trade and all that, which I don't even call us slaves, because a slave is someone who agrees to being enslaved. We were not slaves, we were captives. They actually kidnapped us and brought us over here. We didn't come over here willingly. You know what I mean? So it's different. I don't even agree with the term slaves. I agree that we were captives, not slaves. The slave servitude is something that you agree to. You know what I mean? We didn't agree to servitude.
And so I'm gonna tell you this. Once a brother asked me. He said, "Okay, if you're paying the African, then what is your end goal? Is to go back to Africa?" And I asked myself, "Well, dang, is that my end goal? Do I want to eventually go back to Africa, or do I want to just make the experience for the African here in America better?" What would your answer to that be?
Well, both sides of my family, my mother and my father, I'm I'm half Cherokee, half Lumbee Indian. So I'm an indigenous. I'm indigenous to this country naturally. So
So this is
yeah,
yours.
yeah. So I mean, and I understand that before the Native Americans here, before the continental drift and the split between the great continent and all these other land masses broke off from Mother Africa, we had to eventually at one time all come from Africa because that's everything was a utopia in one landmass that was Africa. Africa is the only landmass that is actually anchored into the basic, the foundation of the earth. Everything else is just a floating island. So at one point, we all were considered to be Africans, which even the word Africa comes from an Anglo-Saxon word. I like to use the word Nubian, um, or because Africa was named after a white man, Africanus, when he. So there's a lot of things that I'm really big into etymology, man. I think words are very direct, and what you say is what you're supposed to mean. What you mean is what you're supposed to say. So I look up the meaning of a lot of words, and I try to say what I mean, and I like to understand what I'm saying when I say it, and I like to be very deliberate. So even using the word Africa to me kind of makes me cringe a little bit because that also, if you look at the history of the word Africa, comes from an Anglo-Saxon guy. He was just a discoverer who was the first guy from Europe to go into Africa, and he named it after himself, Africanus. So it's a lot of things into all this stuff, bro.
If I'm not mistaken, the original name of the land
Kush,
was
right?
actually Kush.
Right.
Or
Everything was
ancient
considered Kush, Kush and Nubia. You know what I mean? So that's why I like to say we were Nubians or Negus, Negus. So yeah.
like me, like you and I,
Correct.
we're Negus.
Which is which to me is stating that we were the first philosophers, the first educators, the first civilized men on this earth, and I definitely agree with that. But as far as going back to Africa, I would like to go to Africa to basically I just love the culture of the different countries in the continent of Africa. So I would like to learn. I would like to learn about the Egyptian culture. I would like to learn about the South American culture, specifically Madagascar. I like to go to Madagascar. I like to go to Nigeria, Sierra Leone. So I have a few places that I like to visit in Africa, just to bond with those people and get those life experiences. I've been to other parts of the world, but I have not been to Africa yet, and it's on my bucket list to go.
I got mine too. I got my passport also. People keep on telling me that I look African. I'm like, well, thank you. I am an African. I just happen to be an African who's born and raised in North Carolina.
No doubt.
Oh yeah. So tell me this. Let's get back in. Let's get back in the theater. What were the plays that you wrote, and what were they about?
I only wrote one play. I've written a lot of screenplays for like film, short stories, and movies, but I've only written one theatrical play, and it was a gospel play. Reason being because at the time that I wrote it, that was like the real. It was at the height of the Medea movies and all these gospel plays coming out at the time. So I was trying to just fit into that lane because I thought it was going to be a quick production. I was going to write it, we was going to cast it, we was going to produce it, and possibly take it on the road. And that was the thing that was happening at that time. There was a lot of gospel plays coming out. So, and I think it has a great storyline. I actually collaborated with a pastor that stayed in the area that I was at, a good friend of mine. He's a barber as well. He was my barber at the time too. And every time I would come get a cut, me and him would talk about these characters and develop the characters. And I wrote the play and never did anything with it, man. But Yeah, I have several short stories. I have several, um, uh, like also I do a series. Me and my partner Juma, we do a series called Spoken Visions, where we actually going to put visuals to poetry. So we're taking people's poetries and making visuals out of, like making short stories out of them as well. So we did one for Morgan Renee Myers. It just dropped yesterday on the Man King Creations site, and also on the Facebook. We got Facebook and IG. But we're gonna do some more. I'm getting ready to do one of mine. Here's working on the location and everything, casting for one of my poems. But I also want to work with do one for got a bunch of friends who are poets and who have some dope poems that need visuals. LB, we talked to LB about possibly doing one of his. So yeah, man, we're excited about being in the production world and getting these ideas out of our head and into the real world. You know what I mean?
I feel you. I was clearing my throat because I was solely putting myself out there. I'm gonna send you a link to a poem that I did called "Beauty in the Darkness." It's a poem for darker hued Black women, because I feel like they need to be put on a pedestal. They need their moment to shine because they don't get it.
I never attribute beauty to to skin color, to outer features or things like. Because I always see beauty from the inside first. So I don't even call anybody beautiful until I get to know them, because that's where the beauty is to me. Like in your spirit, that's where the beauty lies. So men and women, there's beautiful just human beings, beautiful spirits, beautiful children. It's all about the way you carry yourself, your integrity, and the beauty that you have, the love that you have for yourself and other people. I think that's where the beauty lies.
I agree with that. It's just I was aiming towards dark skinned women with this, because a lot of them, not all of them, there's plenty out there who are feeling themselves, but there's also plenty out there who catch a bad wave from life because of how they look.
Word. I feel you. Yeah, man. I feel.
So you wrote a gospel play and stuff. That's great. Me, I'm actually trying to stay away from the gospel genre in terms of what I write. But I got this musical inside of me. But tell me this: what are your top 5 favorite plays that you've acted in?
Well, I haven't acted in 5 plays. I've only acted in like 3 plays.
So what are they?
Black Nativity was one of them.
Time out. Flag on the play. Hold up. Holding. Entorchment. All that good stuff. All them football penalties. Time out.
Yeah, man.
You was in Black Nativity?
No, man.
You could sing, bro?
I was an extra. I wasn't like a main character in none of these. Well, that's not true. What was the name of this one? There was a play that...
In theater, there are no small roles, only small people.
Like I said, I was very green when I was doing all these different plays, so I didn't have any. Well, the last play that I did have kind of a major role. I was the dad. What was the name of that play? It was a timepiece too. It was set back in the 70s. Oh my goodness, man! I feel terrible not knowing the name of that play, man. It was so long ago, though, fam. It was like 2003, 2004, somewhere in there, 2005, like 15 years ago. Anyway, I'm gonna wake up in the morning like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning in a cold sweat and shout the name out of it. You know what I mean? It's gonna beat me up until I remember it, huh?
Yo, what was Black Nativity like? Because Black Rep in Winston does Black Nativity every single year. I'm sure they'll find a way to do it this year. I don't know how, but they will. What
Well,
was it
it was a
like, man?
learning experience for me because I didn't realize how much time and effort goes into pre-production as far as, building the sets and learning, practicing, learning your lines and all that kind of stuff, and, being a stage manager. So that opened my eyes to actually how a production works, like, blocking where you're supposed to be at on the stage, and, you know, putting emphasis on certain emotions on certain lines. So it was like my first experience learning the whole. I got to see the behind the scenes of. I've only gone to plays or gone to see productions before. I didn't ever get to see how it was put together behind the scenes. So that was what I took from that more than anything. All the plays that I did, that's what I really like soaked in was, not just the theatrics, but how the whole production comes together, from directing it to producing it to, like I said, building the props and the backdrops and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, man, it was an incredible experience. But I don't think I would do it again, man. I don't want to, because doing it live in front of people is very intensive, man. Because if you mess up, or if somebody else messes up, they can throw you off, and you in front of a live audience, and it's like, whereas if you filming for a movie or a TV show, you can take a cut and do takes as you need to get it right. And I think that's more of my lane than doing things live. I'm not seasoned enough to do that. I don't even think I want to be seasoned enough to act in a live situation like that again.
Well, I say to that, different strokes for different folks, because I know me personally. I've been able to transition when necessary from theater actor to spoken word artist, because I just merely look at spoken word as performing a monologue in front of people. And when you're in plays, you perform, depending on the trajectory of your character, you are performing monologues a lot, especially if you're in a Shakespeare piece, an August Wilson piece, a Ron Lavender piece, or a Peter Allen piece. If you're in one of those pieces, you're performing a monologue eventually. But again, I say different shows for different folks. So I want to, as I was listening to some of your joints, they call some of them just straight up caught me. Like some of the people, the one that you one of your songs, Some of the People, that kind of like soothed the anger that I felt bubbling inside of me earlier from finding out about this brother who was killed in Minneapolis.
Right.
I mean, I'm still mad, you know what I'm saying? So, hearing Some of the People kind of like redirecting my mind a little bit, if you will. Where the inspiration
it's
for
a
that
play on
comes from?
words. I'm not saying SOME the people. I'm saying SUM, which means the sum of the people, which means when we come together as a people, we can accomplish more than we can as individuals. It's like being a link on a chain. You know what I mean? Having one link has no strength, but when you link a bunch of links together, and you can do anything with it. You can pull things. You have more reach. You have more strength. You know what I mean? So the whole thing was like, the whole concept of the song was to count to some of the people, you must be one of the people, which means you can't be the weakest link. You have to actually be part of the human race. You have to actually be part of a certain group to actually do something. So regardless of what your background is or whatever, everybody always talks about racism, and I'm an advocate for racism because there's only one. It's the human race. So yeah, let's all be racist. Let's all be human racists, though. You know what I mean? So if we were all human racists instead of worrying about the outside appearance, the world would be what it's supposed to be, man. But instead, we allow ourselves to be compartmentalized and divided and conquered according to our religion, according to our skin color, according to our political backgrounds or preferences. Of course, they do all this for a reason. You know, Democrat and Republic, they call them the left and the right wing, but they both the same wings on the same eagle, man. So you really are. You really ain't voting for nothing different. They want you to believe that so that they can get across any agenda that they want to get across. But for the most part, everything is about money. Everything is about control. But if we realize that we are not the minority, we are actually the majority, that we wouldn't let the 1% control us. 99% would always be able to overthrow the 1% easy. You know what I mean? Because they really don't have no control. We allow them to have control. And when we realize our own strength, which is what the song is about, we should realize our own strength and come together. We can take control of our situation and really have a dope place, a dope life, a dope place to live in this world, and everything will be like it's supposed to be.
You've been hanging around socialists, haven't you?
Not socialist.
You've been hanging around socialists, haven't you?
Like I said, that's another compartment. I don't compartmentalize myself. I'm not. I don't consider myself to have many titles. You know, if you look at my bio, one of the titles that I have is human, because I think that's the number one thing we forget about when we start doing, you know, a subgenre is a part of the bigger picture. I would rather just focus on the bigger picture. You know what I mean? The bigger picture is that we all are humans, man. We are all human beings, carbon-based human beings that breathe the same air. We all take a dump the same kind of way. We all eat food and have to regenerate ourselves in order to live life. And when you get down to the basics, if you keep things simple, everything will work great. But because we make things so complex and we try to get down to the very microcosm, oh, you a vegan and I eat meat. Oh, we different. I don't like you because of that. Come on, man. It's crazy. We all got to eat, man. We all got to breathe air.
So I would say that number one, that was said in jest, because I agree with you 100%. I mean, you know, I find myself as, you know, as Afrocentric as I like to think that I am. I ask myself, why do I have so many white friends? Why am I so cool with people of multiple ethnicities? And I think that at my core, it's because of what you just said. You're a human being like I am. You ain't no better,
but I do surround
no less than
myself
me.
with dope people, because you can only be as dope as the people you hang around. So, you know, I'm not going to be no eagle flying with a pigeon. You know what I mean? So I will say that, like, if you're a whack, if you whack you stripping, I probably won't be hanging around with you. I probably won't break no bread or have no conversation with you, because, you know, you can talk to a fool long enough to become one, and I ain't trying to do that. So I like to sharpen my sword against other sharp swords. So the people that are in my circle, which is a very small circle, are all A-alikes like me. You know what I mean? We all have drive. We all have passion. We all have intellect. We all have compassion as well for our fellow man, and we have great conversations. We build. We actually are activists. We do things. We don't just talk about it. You know what I mean? So my brothers like LB, my brothers like Soul Society, G Walker and Brad, my brothers like, you know, Sean Witness Woods, my brother Juma, Clement Mallory, you know what I mean? The people that I hang around with, man, we actually out here doing stuff, man. You know what I mean? So that's the first thing that I wanted to accomplish when I moved to this area, was to get around people who was actually active in the community. You know what I mean?
Yeah, two things to that. Number one, I've had Brad Born King on the show. Man came with nothing but gems and stuff. And I know that Dominic Hand, you know, aka Malcolm Jr. Yeah, he was on the show. Okay. He was on this just on Friday. So yeah, I'm with you. Like me, I have a very diverse group of people whom I conversate with and break bread with and whatnot. But you know, I surround myself with dopeness as well. And also the fact that you have taken time out of your day to conversate and chop it up with me and stuff, that says to me, I'm one of those dope people that you let into your peripheral vision or time of day or whatever. So for that, I greatly thank you, sir. So now So now I got now. So now, before I ask you about another piece, I gotta say this: the it's like such a diverse, dope, enriching individuals such as yourself has a stage name that is not simplistic, but it's like you hear all the time, be like, yo, that's my main man, what up? This old man I used to work with, he used to always look at me and say, my main man, what's up, my man? That's you. So, so at what point? So what caused Jermaine Monroe to start
Well,
calling
I really
himself
didn't.
main
Like,
man?
Maine is just short for Jermaine. You know what I mean? It's always been a nickname of mine. Um, like, Maine has just always just been short. You know, nicknames just really always a nick. It's a nick off of your name. It's a shortness of your name. And so Maine has always been what my friends and my brothers have called me for the majority of my life, except for like back in the '80s, it was all about LL Cool J and all this stuff. So when I used to break dance too, man. So my break dance name was J Love, because that was like the '80s name. Like, you know what I mean? I'm J Love. I'm the one that the ladies thinking of. You know what I mean? So that was like the cool name back in the '80s. But when I really started getting serious about rap, when I got into college, I asked my partner, I asked my man, DJ Hands. He was my DJ at the time, and I said, man, I don't want to be J Love. That's so old school sounding. I want to reinvent myself. And I want to rock with a dope name, you know what I mean? I'm gonna come up with a fresh name, you know what I mean? So I'm throwing out these names and all this stuff, and my bro Hands was like, "Man, why don't you just be yourself? Just be Main. Main man is who you are, man. Be Main man. Everybody fucks with you, man. You Main man. You know what I mean?" So I was like, yeah, man, why am I trying to reach and be something that I'm not? You know what I mean? I'm already my main man. So it just fit, and it fit my personality, and it was already who I was anyway. So I've been main man ever since. You know what I mean?
I feel you. You won't believe where my nickname come from. ADQ. It came from the most. I feel like I was floating in the air and like really at peace with all surroundings when ADQ came to me. That's exactly what it is. That's what I was actually joking. That's how ADQ came. Like, I've always been big into acronyms and initials, TLC, BLT, especially being a '90s kid. But when I started rapping, I needed a nickname, and Adrian Quarles just didn't do it. So I thought, you know what? Let me just go by initials.
Nice.
By my initials, and it stuck ever since high school. Now I'm ADQ wherever I go. Poetry joint, play rehearsals, church, everywhere I go, I'm ADQ. Yeah, sure. Even the girl I'm trying to get with, which we're going to talk back about poetry in a minute. Even the girl I'm trying to get with, she keep on saying, she won't call me ADQ. And so tell me this: out of all the fields that you have acclimated yourself to, which one has been the most fulfilling? I know that's a tough question for any artist, because a true artist immerses themselves in multiple fields, just focuses on one at a time during the time. But I gotta ask you, overall, which one has fulfilled you the most? I feel like it's hip hop, but I could be wrong.
Has been fathering my girls, man. Being a father has been the most fulfilling out of everything I've ever done in my life, man. It's like, you get to see somebody, you get to develop somebody's dopeness, you know what I mean? And you get to see them grow into themselves and become masters of their own destiny, man. And you get to see yourself in them, you know what I mean? Like I said, I feel like I'm the root. And the tree is known for the fruit that it bears. So, a lemon tree is a lemon tree because of the lemon. An apple tree is an apple tree because of the apple. And so I know that they are a direct reflection of me, and my legacy gets to get carried on because the lessons and the life lessons and the purpose that I put into them, so that they out here being dope and being great, and I get to see, what I've done, become, even more uh, multiplied even more. You know what I mean? So I think being a father was a blessing, man. Everybody don't get to be a father.
I feel you. And you know what? I hear you say that. That just made me realize something. Parenthood, if you're an artist, can actually be perceived as an art because you're painting a child. I mean, you've already what's the word I'm looking for? You've already made the child. Now you get to paint it, help steer it into a way to go. Does that make sense?
I don't think there's no right or wrong way to do it unless you're not doing it at all. It was a lot of praying, meditating. It was a lot of learning, asking elders about what to do at this particular point. It was a lot of just figuring it out on your own. But yeah, man, that's been my greatest accomplishment.
I feel you. Now, as far as poetry goes, I'm gonna give you a little story about something that's happened that poetry has done for me. So Keisha McCain had allowed me to host kind of like a single mingle joint over at the Artist Block, right? This was like 2 years ago, and I did my poem. I did my poem called "Keep Your Clothes On," and Morgan Myers' reaction to it was just golden. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was because of the vulgarity that I was coming with, which I wasn't just saying, open up your legs wide, let me go inside. I was like trying to say to a woman, keep your clothes on, let me get to know you first before we go there. But not only that, but last night I was spinning some poetry to this girl off the top of my head, and the facial expression that she was making was just incredible, because I was like, words, man. It's like I was putting these words together, and I'm seeing the effect that they have on her. Have you ever had a moment like that?
I've won erotic slams before. I don't particularly consider myself an erotic poet or nothing like that, but I've entered a couple of, as a matter of fact, a couple meaning only two. I've only done 2 erotic slams, and I've won one of them. And women, I think, women are natural listeners. So if you could talk to a woman and you can reach a woman through your words and your expressions, man, you'll be able to link with them a lot easier. And that's just something that you need to learn as a man. Like, a lot of men don't talk or express themselves to women, and that's all a woman really wants, is you to be honest with them and to express them. And so if you can reach a woman through your words, especially through poetry, man, it's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean?
Hold up, please rewind back and say that again for all the people in the back, because that is a lesson.
Yeah,
that
man.
is a life lesson for all men.
Women have sex between their ears, not between their legs, man. So if you can, like I said, have intercourse with their mind before you even touch their body, you're gonna win every time. It's a known fact. And that's not across the board. I would say probably 90% of the time. There's some women who are really just strictly physical. So everybody's not the same. But for the most part, the majority of women are very mental and they're very sensual, and being intellectually stimulated is the way to I guess victory, man, when it comes to making a woman happy.
Man, that's funny you said. That's crazy you said victory. Get some intellectually.
Yeah, man. If you give somebody what they want, they are
line.
compelled to give you what you want. You know what I mean? My man.
I'm taking notes on that one. So tell me this. What? See, I'm looking at 2 other pieces that you have. One, Culture Vulture, and one black by popular demand. I feel like they both go hand in hand because it's kind of like culture vulture. You're taking away from my culture. Black by popular demand. While you're taking away from my culture, you're expecting a version of me that mainstream society
Well,
says I'm
culture
supposed to be, but
vulture
I'm not. Does that
is a
make
hip
sense?
hop piece. It's talking about how, they say hip hop was only going to be a fad, and it goes through all the four different elements of hip hop and talks about how we made something out of nothing, and then after we made something, then they try to take it from us. You know what I mean? They became culture vultures of the hip hop culture. So yeah, culture vulture is specifically a hip hop piece, whereas Black by Popular Demand is talking about how they are physically trying to assimilate other nationalities, are physically trying to assimilate themselves. They're like, oh, y'all are ugly, but you know what? I want my lips to be big too. Oh, you know what? I want my butt to be big too. Y'all ain't this, that, and other. But you know what? I wanna get into this suntan booth and make my skin dark too. So it's like, we are black by popular demand. Like we're black when it's convenient for them to say, oh, black is not beautiful, but I'm trying to look as black as I can. You know what I mean? So that's what that poem is all about. Like, they shot the nose off the Sphinx. You know what I mean? But meanwhile, well, the poem is ill, man. You know what I mean? I don't know if you heard it before, but black by popular demand.
Go for it. Oh yeah, of course. I listened to a few of your songs, which Take It Back. That sounded like you was Take It Back sounded like you was hanging out in California and decided to do a song there. But yeah, man, it's like you're an amalgamation of art
I mean, it's
within
ill
one
that
person.
your show was called The Renaissance, because I've always considered myself to have a can-do attitude, man. So I always felt like a Renaissance man. Like, if I would rather try to do it myself before I, pay somebody else to do it or say I can't do it. You know what I mean? I'd rather fail first, and most of the time when I try to do something, I put my mind to it and learn how to do it. Especially in the world we living in now, man. YouTube and Google I would have never went to college if I had YouTube and Google back when I went to college. I would have never went. You can learn anything you want to do off of YouTube and Google right now. All you need is the right tools to get it done. So yeah, man, I got the can-do attitude. I got the DIY attitude, man. I like to do it myself, man. I build furniture. Whatever I put my mind to, I make clothes. Whatever I put my mind to, I think that I can do it, man. You know what I mean? Except for I don't do electrical or HVAC work, or plumbing and stuff like that. I leave that to the professionals, because that can be costly if you don't do that right. That can burn your house down or something. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I feel you. And yeah, you are a Renaissance man. I like to think that I am a Renaissance man. I mean, it all goes to a saying that I live by, that is both biblical and lines up and is a law of attraction. I think, therefore I am. It all starts in the mindset. When you think that you are something, that's like coding something in a computer. You are saying, hey, you're going to carry out this act, and you're going to do it either successfully or you're going to fail. Either way,
yeah, because nobody remembers the 1,000 times that Thomas Edison failed at the light bulb or whatever. You know what I mean? They only know about the one time that he was successful. So that's all that matters, man. It's not how many times you fall down or how many times you fail. All you got to do is get to that one victory, and you'll never remember those failures. You know what I mean? So that's what that's something I put into the kids when I mentor them. I always tell them, man, don't be afraid to fail, man, because everybody who's successful failed. You just don't remember the failures. You only remember the successes. So just work as hard as you can to get to the success, and all this agony and pain you're feeling about not getting it right won't matter. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like I got something for the kids. Okay, kids love the Avengers, right? Okay, so the guy who played the Hulk,
right?
Mark Ruffalo, great actor, right? Well, when he first started out, he went to 600 auditions, got turned down for all of them, 600 auditions before he heard his first yes. He heard 600 no's before he heard one yes. I would tell anybody you cannot be
Right.
afraid to fail. That cannot be the hang up. Failure. If that's the hang up, that's what turns you away, then you ain't never gonna accomplish anything. I mean, yo, like right now, this podcast, right now I'm at like 372 plays. I think that's pretty dope. What if I would have started it and not got like one play? That would have been a failure. But I will learn my lesson. When I put up my play time last year, packed out call clue. What if not one person would have showed up? Still. And oh yeah, and what if I would have messed up my lines and stuff? It would have been a failure, but I would learn from it. Every failure is a learning opportunity, educational opportunity.
Yeah, man. You don't fail when you learn. So you either win or you learn. That's always should be your mind state, man. Like, I don't consider my failures failures. I consider them life lessons, man. You know what I mean? So I didn't do it right that time. What do I need to do differently? So yeah, I never call myself. I never even call my children or anybody else a failure. It's like, did you learn from it? Are you still here? You know what I mean? So if you didn't die, then you didn't fail. You just, you got scraped up, bumped up, but you keep going. Keep doing what you're doing, Don't give up. Don't let nobody else stop you from what you know you can do. Yeah, failure is not showing up. You know what I mean? If you don't show up to do it, then you automatically fail. Like they say, the shots you don't take is automatically, you can't score no points, man.
Yo, I'm gonna say this. Yo, you just made me think of something. CM Punk. CM Punk. I don't know if you follow wrestling. So what? He was a wrestler, but now he's more of a commentator. He tried UFC for a while. His first UFC fight, he got the dog crap beat out of him. He got the not beat out of him. His fight went for like a minute 26, right? After like a minute 26 of getting the snot beat out of him, like no one expected, he tapped. That was the end of it. But he said something very, very, very substantial. He said, "Always follow your dreams. It may not work out. Sometimes may not work out how you want it. But the true failure in life is not trying at all." Mm-hmm. So that's why I believe, and that's why I salute you and anyone else. That's why I salute you and anyone else who recognizes the true greatness within them, and they're not waiting for that door to open. They're either building their own room or they kicking
build my
door.
own door.
Oh yeah. So as we start to bring this to a close, what does the future hold for Main Man?
Into doing production work right now. I would like to have several movies on these big platforms. I would like to have movies on Hulu or Netflix or Amazon Prime. I would like to meet, get some tutelage from some of my greatest influences like Spike Lee, Scorsese, some of these guys who have made some incredible bodies of work. I would love to chop it up with them and see how I can make what I put out there just as influential. I would like to make a difference in as many people's lives as possible so we can make this world a better place, you know what I mean? So if I can change the mind state of some of these teenagers to let them know just how powerful they are, how much in control of their own destinies that they do have. And that's what my MADE program is about, man. MADE is make a difference every day. So I just want these kids to stop wasting their time. Like, video games are cool for recreation, but if you're doing anything without moderation, man, you're wasting your time and it becomes a vice. So spend more time into making yourself great, into making your life dope. You know what I mean? only born people get bored. Don't be bored, man. Spend your time doing something to push towards, whatever you're making your dreams alive, bringing your dreams to life. You know what I mean, or making your life more successful. Don't wait on nobody to give you nothing. Like you said earlier, build your own door, make your own opportunity. Go out here and always be helpful towards people. Like, don't be stingy with it either. Like, if you figure out a way to make, grow corn better, share it with people so everybody can have good corn. Don't be stingy with it. I think that's something that a lot of people we've been taught to do. Like, we find something and we try to keep it to ourselves, but if you got a closed hand, there's no way that you can accept any blessings. You know what I mean? You gotta give in order to be able to accept blessings, man. So yeah.
So first of all, thank you for the MAID program. Real quick, when did that start, and how can someone enroll their child?
Well, there's not
it?
any. I'm not having any MAID programs currently because of the pandemic. I will be doing a Zoom for some of the students that I currently have enrolled in the program. So right now I'm not taking any new students on or anything like that. But I teach entrepreneurship and self-determination to young adults. And like I said, I'm doing it through a Zoom out of Partnership Village this week. But normally, I've done it with after-school programs, with youth centers, and even some one-on-one sessions. I've done it with people who have disabilities. I've done it with all different walks of life. Just like I said, to tap in and get children, young adults, basically, even at-risk teens, try to get them to take advantage of their life. You know what I mean? And I have made a difference because I had one student who she didn't even realize that she had the potential to go to college. It wasn't even in her mind state. So now she's getting ready to go to Appalachian App State next year. I helped her. Me and my team, we helped her get all her grades up. We helped her apply for the college registration. We even raised the money for her to pay for it all. So, that was something that she didn't even have in her mind state. And now, next year she's going to be a college student. I've helped young kids start their own businesses, help young kids get their first job, stuff like that. So it's just changing the outlook. If you don't conceive it, and don't believe it, then you can't achieve it. So I just try to put that belief system into the youth. Yeah,
that's beautiful, man. So if somebody wanted to hit you up, which I know I'm going to at some point in the very near future, if somebody wanted to hit you up for your Man King production services, or get some tips about spoken word, or cast you in a play, or cast you in a film rather, or just tell you how dope of an individual that you are, or to see if you, or to advertise something on your radio
there's
show.
several ways you
how
can
do
do
people
that.
Contact you?
You can call me on my phone, 202-780-MAIN, MAIN. You can call me directly on my phone line. You can go to any of the social media joints. I'm Main Man, MAIN, usually a space, MAN, or Main Attracts, MAINATTRAX. You can look me up on any of the social media joints and link up. You can go directly to my Linktree, Linktree/Main Man, and all my links are on that Linktree, where you can see my bio, you can see some videos, listen to my music. Or you can just catch me out here in these streets, man. I'm heavy out here in these streets, you know what I mean? Like, you can literally see me out here doing what I do, man, because that's what I like to do, man. I like to be out here touching the people. This pandemic has really closed me off, but I'm just finding different ways to move. I'm not gonna let it overtake me or overcome or stop my drive. So I just changed up what I was doing. Instead of me doing a bunch of shows and going state to state doing the poetry and promoting shows, now I'm behind the camera. I'm fulfilling a different destiny of mine. I just decided to adapt and overcome, and I want to instill that in people. So yeah, man, I'm not hard to find, man. Just link up with me, man. I get people all the time hit me in the DMs, and things happen. I meet new people and I put them on my radio show, or like I said, just chopping it up with Jumar allowed us to come together because we both had the same vision to put our resources together, and now we have a production company. So it's just all about building, man. I'm all about building, man. If you have passion and you have a drive and you have the willpower to get things done, then yeah, man, I'm all about building and making things better.
That's beautiful, man. I really feel like I've been chopping up with the kindred spirit, like for real. So, if you and anyone who wants to contact me, you can hit me up. My email is adq4christ, adq apple dog queen 4 the number 4 Christ as in Jesus Christ @gmail.com. My Instagram is DionChocolateGuy85. My Twitter is AvenueADQ_85, and my Facebook is Adrian Dion Quarles. My full government name, ADRIANDIONQUARLES. Please do not call the CIA on me. Main man, yo, thank you, sir, for everything you do. Thank you for all that you are going to do. Thank you for all that you're doing right now. You, sir, are very influential, needed, necessary, and completely, what's the word I'm looking for?
Man, thank you, man. I appreciate you
powerful
inviting
member
me,
of the Renaissance. The triad. Oh yeah, yes sir. The triad and the world at large is a better place because of you and like-minded spirits. Now, with that being said, my people, ADQ as a prerequisite for every rapper that hits my podcast, it gotta give me bars.
That's my guy.
John Black
is the guy.
I know you're out there somewhere.
That's my guy.
You, sir, you owe me bars. Love John Black. Oh yeah, he's actually gonna be in my reading that I'm putting up June 19th, 2020, 8 p.m. Facebook Live. Now that I plug that, Battle of the Books. John Black does owe me bars, but though. Nakisha Rice, you owe me bars. Let's see, who else? Someone else owes me bars. Who else? I think that's it. Oh yeah, Nove, you owe me bars. Now, here's what I do when people owe me bars. Every time I see them, I give them a crazy look. Like, don't catch me in the dark until you owe me bars. I'll sneak up on them in the dark, be like, you owe me bars. That's just me being crazy. Anyway,
on deck, man.
But man, you got bars, right?
I'm like the good bar company over here, man. You can get chocolate bars, you can get caramel bars, you can get a with or without nuts. You know what I mean? I got bars, man.
Man, you a good bar company. I'm an Irish. I'm a Boston neighborhood, man. You know what I'm saying? I got bars too. I'm a soap factory. You know what I'm saying? I got bars. I'm a chocolate factory. I got bars. You know what I'm saying? I'm crazy. So this how this works. I'm gonna shut this down. I'm gonna shut this segment down. I'm gonna fire up a new one. Invite you on. I'm gonna espouse whatever's on my mind.
No doubt.
Call your name. You come in and kill it.
All right, fam.
Cool. All right, I hit
you. Peace. What's up, my people? Welcome to yet another episode of ADQ's Renaissance. I'm ADQ, and yeah, clearly I'm not all hyper and stuff like I usually am. So tonight, Wednesday, August 18th, 2021, I was supposed to have an interview with Miss Marissa Ravenel. It was supposed to be the second part of our interview because, Sunday the weather disrupted our interview, so we were going to get a second part up in here today, but found out that brother main man Jerome Monroe, better known as Main Man, has transitioned. He's joined the ancestors. I hear that COVID was the cause. Very heavy loss, man. You know, a lot of people are affected by this loss. A lot. I'm affected. And, you know, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna BS. You know, I wasn't even really that close to the brother, but I cried, man, because the brother had such good energy. Such good energy about him. You know, his art was only a piece of who he was. It was only a piece of who he was. Like, I remember the last time we talked, he said to me, "It's always good to see you, brother." Me, I was joking. I said, "I'm trying to be a chocolate you," but, you know, that made me feel good. Last time I saw him was at an exhibit at the Cultural Center downtown where young kids were, this was put on by the Soul Society, shout out to them. Was very gifted with words. He did this poem, and this is when we first met. I introduced myself to him, and I said, "Brother, you have completely changed the way I see Lion King." I'm going to put that poem in this particular episode. Tamika Mabry, you know, love to you, Queen. Prayers for Tamika and her, and, you know, Maine's entire family. You know, just I don't know, man. I'm tripping over the fact that I literally saw this guy just a few weeks ago. And he was doing his thing. He was living life. He was being the influential member of the community that he is, and now he's gone. Yeah, I would just say anybody, man, out there, make sure that people know that you love them. I live with the regret that I wasn't close to the man. I'm pretty good friends with a lot of people who love him, but, you know, him himself, we weren't that close. We weren't that close. It was love whenever I saw him, but we weren't that close, and I hate that. Because I ain't gonna lie, I got Big Brother vibes every time I saw him. Definitely got Big Brother vibes. Make sure people know that you love them, because you don't know when's your last hug, when's your last words. Your last words could be an argument or it could be a hug. So, I had him on this particular podcast last year, called the episode Renaissance Roundtable, because we both had hands in multiple fields and pretty much many of the same fields. So I decided to reproduce it and represent it. Hear the man's words, hear the passion in his words. Not only through the interview, but also through his works. You just, when you're spiritual, I'm more spiritual than anything, but when you're spiritual, death is not the end. Death is a transition, but it sucks that you won't be able to see, touch, hug a person for a long time. So, man, I know you are listening from a higher place. We love you. We'll miss you, man. You're in a better place right now. You have made your mark on all of us. Yes, sir. I hate that we were not, that tight or anything when you were here, but best believe you made your mark on me, sir. You very much have. We're going to miss you. I hate that I'm not going to be able to sing. I'm not going to be able to, have another encounter with you again. Until, we meet in the ancestral realm. Much love, brother. Much love.
Man, welcome back. You ready for these bars?
Yeah, man.
All right, let's do this. I think you're gonna like this beat. It's an old school one. Come on, computer. There you go. I know you know that beat, right?
The Public Enemy joint.
Oh yeah. All right, check me out. See if I can rock to this. Turn it down a little bit. Yo. It's your boy ADQ, never coming with the plain plan. It's man, yo, I'm coming with main man. Coming on the show, doing what I do while I grow. Why? Because that is how I do represent the trade foe as a stutter. But I'm gonna keep on flowing like it's butter. Why? Because we do it like that where I'm from. Shelltown, yo, you wanna come, go and come. I went there and I got bored to death, but that's alright. As I went to store with this, now I'm all, man, I'm messing up.
Yeah, that beat is real choppy right there, man. That's one of them joints you gotta be, yeah.
All right, let me try again. Yo, I'm about to try again. Yo, I'm about to rhyme again. Why? Because I got this thing that I like to rhyme again. Yo, I'm going like to be something that you cannot touch me. Oh, all I do is spit it raw, round with the minute. Yo, now I'm about to bring main man into the song. Yo, it's about to get it on. Go ahead. Oh,
Uncut dope that I never wrote. It's 80Q, another dope quote. So yo, I can't hear the beat. Keeps going in and out, but I'm gonna not feel defeat. Instead, I'm gonna keep rhyming with perfect timing. I'm gonna keep climbing to the top of Jacob's ladder. Yes, I know it's in the grade that matters. But even Black Lives, keep it real live right now, and I'm gonna strive for greatness. Wait, it's main MC. I'm right now repping for the state NC. So when you see me on the MIC, best believe I'm gonna take it to the TOP of the hip hop, and I'm a rip shop like an ill carpenter. Get to the point like a pencil sharpener. But you know how it goes, main man. I got mad flows. And this is what it is. Understand now, I don't play with nobody kids. I just handle my biz and do all I can. Not from Harlem, but I'm a Renaissance man. And you see what I do right here now, I pass it right back to you. Ooh.
oh, yo, oh. I'm gonna try it again. Yo, yo. Slow like the cash. Best believe when it comes to bars, I got a stash. Nestle, yo, it be the best me. Yo, Chocolate King, yo, that be the best me. You wanna make an investment in what I do. Yo, main man ADQ coming through on my podcast. Never, ever, ever will I put that last. Like, whoa. Yo, man.
Yeah, I can't. When I be rapping, I can't hear the beat, man. It's like I can only hear myself, and the sound of the beat goes away, man. So I really like rapping a cappella, truth be told. So I would rather rap a cappella because I can't hear the beat when I'm rhyming.
All right, well, in that case, go ahead, give him some Acapulco.
Some Acapulco. I'll give you some Acapulco because I'm so fly. And even Pinocchio knows that that's no lie. And I consider this a courtesy. Considering the fact that there's so many whack rappers in this world that want to murder me and throw dirt at me and hang me up high like topsy-turvy. I'm so nice that when I'm done with the mic, it does a curtsy. Lord have mercy. Am I the first person to versely curse at every earthling with a verse that hurts worser than the purse of Aunt Esther being swung by the arms of the wrestler Brock Lesnar while he's speeding by in a dark Tesla? Yes, sir. It kind of hurts, don't it? When a bunch of these MCs turn into a viral world star moment, and I'm on it, doggone it, because whenever Maine spoke, it's like I had him longing for like some old train smoke, the illest MC that you ain't heard about. I punch MCs in their grill and news travels from here to word of mouth. I'm Sunny Tracks and I don't care who hears this. Main man, like I said before, I handle my business. You can ask my man Witness, because that's my G. Word born, homeboy. You can hear it directly from me. And I got cream. Like ADQ is an acronym for a lot of Dairy Queen.
Dairy
bugging out now. A lot of Dairy Queen. I got cream.
Dairy Queen. Dairy
Like
Queen.
yeah.
Dairy Queen.
A lot of Dairy Queen.
Ain't no way scaring me. Ain't nothing scaring me. There to see. Legacy. Protecting me. There's to see. All right, I'm done. I'm done. Man, you killed it.
Man, yeah, it's bad fun, man.
Oh yeah. But yo, man. Yo, we got a link because I feel like I need to take advantage of your production forums and whatnot. So I'm definitely going to see if I could do that. In the meantime, sir, thank you very much for your time, your bars, your testimony, and thank you for existing, sir.
My man, I thank you, like I said, for adding me to your platform, man. I feel like I'm amongst a bunch of juggernauts. I see some of the people you had on your joint, man, and I'm glad to be part of the number. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, man. We're glad to have you, man. Glad to have you. You are in great company, sir. And when it comes to you, we are in great company.
Appreciate that, B.
Well, thank you again, sir. And I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday afternoon.
All right, you too, man.
All right.
Shout out to ADQ Renaissance, man. Y'all support.
Thank you. And shout out to. Oh my God, I don't have your radio show memorized. I'm sorry.
It's radio unfriendly.
Radio unfriendly. Yeah.
Yeah. Word up. All right, man.
All right. Peace.
Peace. Sometimes I just want to be by myself.
Who am I? The M-A-I-N man. The who's who are knocking loose screws out of you 10 men. With no heart, I have you hemorrhaging. Sending men to me, they make it with pure adrenaline. No pretend friends or squares in my circle. Situation is win-win, so who cares if I hurt you? What don't kill you will keep you as a pet. Do what you feel do, but always keep you some respect. What is this? A true lyricist who persists to diss ignorant misfits with gifts. No rapper dapper clatter with chitter chatter that matter. Matter of fact, my chatter is splatter rappers with fatter bladders. I'm pissed off like a battle rapper who ain't got a rapper to battle. After the last one, a fast gun at high noon, I blast one. My passion since high school has been fashion. I stage fresh to death. When is this? The time is now. My rhyme style is ripened and siphoned through connections with the hyphen. That's why I'm hyping a hypochondriac, insomniac with the brainiac that hits you head on, dead on. The bullseye, my dead eye is dead wrong. And I love the Coco is a crackhead theme song that should be played at their funerals when they dead and gone.
Sometimes I just want to be by myself.
Other times though,
Or be with you, all alone with nobody else. To ask these questions. Who, what, when, and why are the questions.
What am I? Your unfriendly semi-automatic demi got a rap on Henny. A penny for your thoughts, I got plenty. A Benji's a different source, big heads or blue billies. I keep it poppin' and do willies with two fillies who too silly to heal to the new Achilles of war. If it was really war, you would get killed before you even spoil. Fakes can't take it, they ain't really as real as we are. What it is, women and kids spared, but off with your wigs, off with your niggas. Cold with the police, off with the pigs. That's unlawful, but it's called for. Look how poverty is. I know I'm awful, but I'm raw too. I go off as it is. Test out a coffin where the coroner is. Cause you a follower, so go jump off of a bridge and shit.
Sometimes I just want to be by myself.
Other times though,
or be with you, all alone with nobody else. To ask these questions. Who, what, when, and why are the questions.
When it's my time to shine, tick-tock, watch it, watch. Time is running out, you shoulda clocked your clocks. Cause I'm concoct with my concoctions. Vultures flock for this culture shock. My personality's magnetic with the ultra talk. Cause I walk the walk and jack links like I'm Sasquatch, but you ain't saw squat. I do it for my spot in these modern day midnight marauders that's from my block who don't stop and won't stop to do you like Diddy. Shoulda got off your mama titty unless you're ready to die like you was Biggie. No diggy, I run shit and stay on my grizzly, making melodies like I was Ziggy while you popping your gums like you at Wrigley. A field nigga, I turn up like a frisbee until I blow my face off like I'm dizzy. Gillespie, yeah, I'm off with my hizzy. Who is he? The busybody who gets busy at the party after the show is Lottie Dottie. Last call holding a hottie. I'm getting shoddy with everybody. Who am I? I'm stating the obvious like I'm just the naughtiest columnist, dropping cock in mom's esophagus. Nautilus deep. The job is only finished when the period is at the end of the sentence with no interference. Off with your head without proper clearance because my sample rate is butter like the Land O'Lakes. I straight amputate extremities, the hands of fate. Stamp the date, slam a plate. You was just a few dams away before your water break. Coffee at the cooler gossip. You found your faith. Yeah, you almost lost it, but read about it and boss up. I'm on some ball shit. A claustrophobic people person who's frostbit with shoulders that's caustic because it cost shit to emboss my slick talk fellowship with these embellishments. Yeah, I'm the shit.
The point is that tell yourself good things to build yourself up, you know? Right? Okay. Y'all ain't feeling me. It's so cool though. All right, so next to the stage, if y'all are ready, say ice cream. I knew y'all said that anyway. If you wasn't ready, you say ice cream. Next to the stage, y'all, make some noise for my main man coming to the stage next here inside the Poetry Cafe. Come on, we gotta do better than that. Give us some energy, Poetry Cafe.
I'm not a big mic person, but do I have to use it for the TV and all that? Hell yeah. All right. I don't like to use the mic, but all right. Since I'm on TV, I just want to say, Mama, I made it. Word. Word up. I am your unfriendly neighborhood main man. I am a poet, and I'm going to do a piece today entitled The Lion King. My nephew's favorite movie is The Lion King. So I took him to the zoo because on display there is an African lion born in captivity. It was beautiful and majestic. And when it let out a mighty roar, it demanded respect. Even a half a third world away, uprooted from its Saharan grassland home and slave shipped to these American soils to be repotted, I wondered if it would be renamed. Would it become an Afro-American lion? The zookeeper, told my nephew that its birth name was actually Karabo, which means gift from God in Eastern Africa, but here, below the Mason-Dixon line, everyone just called it Bo. For short, as if God's gift wasn't good enough or Negro was already taken. I wondered if it even had a last name. One that could be traced back to its saber-toothed ancestors. However, National Geographic proves that it ain't where you're from. It's where the plantation is at. That's what determines your surname, sir. The corporate master that owns it, that trapped it in the most unnatural of habitats and fed it scraps. I wondered if it even knew how to hunt. Could it provide for its family, or did it not have enough pride in its tribe? You see, when you separate cub from kinfolk, it becomes dependent, domesticated, like a pet. Oh, how privileged one must be when house cat becomes too boring. So Hakuna Matata that you have to start Willie lynching big game right before posing for those pictures like the ones they sell in the gift shop. You would think that such a thing couldn't happen in this society because that would be inhumane. And God forbid some red-blooded American, 5/5 of a human being, accidentally on purpose jumps over that fence without any type of self-defense, and that wild animal has to show just how fierce it can be. The lion tamers would have to whip it back into submission before it realized its own strength. You see, that's what they got to do. To keep the king of the jungle in a cage, break his spirit by taking away everything that it believes in, straighten its nappy mane to make it more mountain lion, teach it proper etiquette by putting more posture in its prowl, more purr in its growl to try to make it look more pretty, sitting lazily up in the big house licking its wounds, scarring its brother with jealousy until it becomes a backstabber, the opposite of its brother's keeper, which is what divides the village, like the Middle Passage. You see, you can take the lion out of Africa, but can you ever really take Africa out of anything? Stop lying to yourself, King.
Can you ever really take Africa out of anything? I see what you did there. Stop lying to yourself, baby. Don't move. We're right back with more Poetry Cafe.
You are at the Poetry Cafe.
The Poetry Cafe on WMYV every Sunday at 11:30 p.m.